Hi, my name is Christian. I'm the founder of Differ and also an entrepreneurship teacher at University of Oslo. According to an estimate used by the World Economic Forum, 65% of today's students will end up working in jobs that don't exist yet. If this is true, then the world needs students that can create these jobs and work with technologies that might not even exist yet. But looking at the current education system, we too often create habits of passively receiving knowledge from your teachers and learning how to reproduce it on exams in order to get good grades. In this system, a majority of students fall behind on their courses, and as much as 44% of bachelor students in the US actually drop out. So to build the jobs of the future, we need different kinds of habits, those of collaboration, problem solving, critical thinking, often referred to as 21st century skills. And with Differ, we are on a mission to build active learning communities that can train these kinds of skills and habits at scale. We have been working with university partners in Europe and the US to build out a framework, best practice, for how to build active learning communities for courses and study programs. And this includes both how to position the communities, which roles and people are involved, how to kickstart activities, so to reach critical mass, how to remove fear of looking stupid, and how to truly reward collaboration in order to create a good sharing culture. And now we are building this best practice into our messaging app, Differ, that uses behavioral design and chatbots to automate these kinds of community building. So teachers have been trying to build these kinds of communities for years in other tools, but only getting around 5% participation in their LMS forums or around 20% participation in their Facebook groups. In Differ, we have institutions with 85% participation across courses because of how we automate community building. So let me just give you a few examples on how we do this. Firstly, we know that most knowledge sharing between students happens in private conversations between friends because students are afraid of looking stupid when posting in front of their whole class. So when new students join new classes in Differ, they are immediately met by chatbots that introduce them to each other and put them together in groups so that they can start forming the social relationships necessary to start community building. Also, we know that most students who are stuck, they are very often too afraid to ask for help and will often fail instead of seeking out the help they need. So we use data in Differ to try to understand what students need help with at what times, and then chatbots to actually start these conversations because it's a lot easier for students to join the conversations than it is to start them themselves. And once you're inside the conversations, it seems it's also very scary for the students to be the first one to help and to contribute because they're not sure if they have the right answers to be able to help. And we use something we called first followers to lead by examples so that more students will join in. And this is not unlike the current practice of many teenagers. When they post something on Facebook, they immediately text their friends to have them like and comment to increase the traction of the post. So what does this mean for students? In an active learning community with good sharing culture, the students get instant help and feedback in those crucial moments when they're stuck and ready to give up. And by helping each other, they're also developing this kind of 21st century skills they need for the future by working on problems together and figuring out solutions themselves. For teachers, this now means that they can successfully create active learning communities for the courses and study programs and apply active learning pedagogies without being overloaded by questions and requests from their students because the students are helping each other. This is just one example from a bachelor course at BI Norwegian Business School, where we went from 50 messages exchanged per week in the role system to more than 1,000 messages per week sent in Differ. This can also lead to an increase in course completion rates for the course providers. This is one example from NKI Online College, where we went from 5% participation rates in the role system to 85% participation inside Differ within 4 weeks. And they saw an increase in course completion rates as well, up to 3 times, from 22% to 67%. So far, we have been working with a handful of customers and partners in Europe and the US, receiving up to $120,000 in annual recurring revenue per customer. Now we are getting ready to make Differ available to the world. So later this year, we will launch a freemium version of Differ. And next semester, we will welcome the first batch of free partners. Free partners will get full access to our best practices and, of course, to Differ to start building active learning communities for their courses. Together, we will make the shift from passive to active learning a reality and make sure the students get the kind of skills they need for the future. So if you want to join, please do so by requesting free access at diff.re/ASU GSV. Thank you so much.